ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाखाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Dear devotees, welcome for this Wednesday Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for your enthusiastic participation in these Gita classes. So yeah, Shanti Devi Dasi Mataji is asking that the class will be about Nirjala Ekadashi. Yes, the class will be on Nirjala Ekadashi, but a couple of shlokas I will discuss from the Bhagavad Gita, and then we'll move on to the Nirjala Ekadashi class. So just give me 1 minute. I'm just finding one screen for myself. So last time we had completed the 18th shloka, and then we were going to go on to the 19th shloka, where we had discussed about that how the soul is eternal, how it is indestructible, it is very small, it is temporary, and how it is the material body is perishable by nature, but the soul is not perishable. So we had seen all these characteristics of the soul. So today we'll just go ahead with more characteristics of the soul. Yeah. Yaena vetti hantaram. Repeat after me. Yaenam vetti hantaram. Yaschainam manyate hatam. Ubhau tau na vijanito. Nayam hanti na hanyate. Neither he who thinks the living entity, the slayer, nor he who thinks its slain is in knowledge, for the self slays not, nor his slain. So it cannot be, hurt by any fatal weapons, and it cannot be withered. So it is not possible to even kill by any material weapon, or it cannot be just even blown away anywhere. So these are some of the characteristics of the soul, where even Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, he says that Yaha Veti Enam Hantaram, he says that those who think that the soul kills, and Ya Manyate Enam, and those who think that the soul is killed, Ubhav Tau Na Vijanito, do not know. So the soul does not get killed, or the soul does not kill or get killed. So na ayam hanti na hanyate. Hanti means it does not kill, and na hanyate means it does not get even killed. Okay, so this is one. So the soul, sorry, that was an urgent call I wanted to pick up. So Balav Vidyabhushan says that in this verse, Krishna is confirming the indestructible nature of the soul. That any person who is thinking that the jiva, which is an indestructible nature, is a killer. He can, using a sword or any other instrument or any other rifle, or he thinks that such a jiva is harmed by any weapon or a sword or a rifle or even some bofors. He does not know. So because the Atma is a very fine particle of consciousness, which cannot be cut, which cannot be even transformed in any way, and it cannot be even killed, or it neither can kill also anybody. So it is neither the performer of the act of killing nor even the subject of killing. So we should understand that there is no destruction for the soul or the Atma simply by separation of the Atma from the body. So the Shrutis also, make very similar statements where it says that Hanta chena manyate, hantum hantascha manyate hatam. So if the killer is thinking that he kills, or the killed person thinks that he has been killed, both do not know the nature of the soul. So he does not kill or even get killed. So even Upanishads are saying the very same statement. So in such statements, uh, the ma, what's that shloka? Ma himsyat sarva bhutani. Do not harm any living entity. So the violence is explained as violence concerning the separation of Atma from the body. So this statement does not prove that Atma is the killer. No. Since Atma, which is not killed, exists even when separated from the body. So that is why Arjuna has been, suggested that, see, it's not like that because you are an Atma, you are killing another Atma. It's not like that. You are just, slaying the body. Or even if they are being killed, their Atma will not be killed. Neither your Atma will be killed in case even you die on the battlefield. Even your Atma will not be killed. Or neither their Atmas will be killed. So then what is killed or supposed to be killed is only the body. So this is, however, does not at all encourage killing of the body. Recently also, if we see, we have a big news in the big news on the television news channels, that somebody killed somebody by stabbing some 23 times or 24 times, girlfriend, boyfriend, something. So he is thinking that I am killing this girl. And in that mode of passion, that guy is actually killing her, but he does not know that he cannot kill her, because as soon as he thinks that he's killed the body, but the soul will go from one body to another body. But in this case, if he has killed her untimely, then that particular soul is going to actually revolve around till the time it does not complete its stipulated time on this earth planet. So it is going to move around without a body. So the Vedic injunction is that never commit any violence to anyone, not even an ant. If you see in the fifth canto, what is the chapter? 11th chapter, where Jad Bharat is carrying the palanquin of Maharaj Rahugan, and he's so careful even while walking down on the ground, that he is seeing that there are many ants, so he's jumping around where his feet should not fall. So we should be very careful that not to commit violence to even an ant. So this understanding does not that encourage even an ant, even animal slaughter also. Prabhupada is mentioning that we should not even kill animals also. Animals also have a soul. So the killing of the body without any authority, Prabhupada is saying, is abominable. And it is punishable by the law of that particular state, or by the law of Lord. Because if you kill an animal, then the laws of the Lord, come to become applicable. But if you kill another human being, then the laws of the state become applicable to that particular person. So Arjuna, however, he's being engaged in killing, but over here, he is engaged in killing for the principle of religion, and he is not whimsically killing anybody. He is killing under the direction of an authority. And who is that authority? The Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. It is His desire, and that is why Arjuna is going to kill, and he's going to fight that particular battle on the basis of the principle of religion. So let's go to the next shloka. This is a very important shloka. Maybe if you want, you can by heart it also. In न जायते म्रियते व कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भवितवा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. The translation goes as follows. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So, very nicely, actually, Prabhupada is explaining into this particular purport. So, my humble request is that when you'll come, before the class, if you'll read 4-5 shlokas, generally we just discuss 4 to 5 shlokas. So, even if you read 5 shlokas and you come, then the understanding becomes more clearer and more deeper also you can get into the shloka. So if you have read, then there might be some queries or there might be some doubts, and then maybe you all can ask those doubts immediately. So just read 4 to 5 shlokas before you come to this particular class. So now in this particular shloka, we are discussing about the knowledge of the soul. So where Prabhupada is saying that na jayate, the soul is never born. Na mriyate, nor does he die. And na ayam bhutva, or it was not born in the past. And na va bhuya bhavitava. Bhavitava, bhavita means future. It will not be born in the future. So why it was not born in the past or nor in the future? Because the very nature of the soul is aja nitya. It is um, it has no growth. It has it does not decay. It does not have any transformation. It is it is shashvata. It is most ancient. It is permanent. So and it is not subject to any what do you say, aging also. Puranaha. Human beings will age, animals will age, all the 84 lakh species will age. But the soul does not age, and nobody can kill it also. Na hanyate. Nobody can kill it when the body is killed. Sharire mane, hanya mane. So if somebody trying to kill the body, so he cannot be, that particular person cannot be killed that way also. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that uh, this particular eternal nature of this jiva is that it is never born, it can never die, and it was never born in the past, it was never born, it will never be born in the future, and it does not decay, it does not have any transformation, it does not have any growth, it does not age. So the very first line is negating this possibility of birth and death for the jiva, even for the present time. And even the second line of the shloka is saying that, okay, there is no birth, there is no death, and that is why it is unborn, it is aja. Because aja means neither in the past, neither in the future, neither in the present. And because it has no birth, that is why it has no previous existence also. So it is existing at all the times. It is permanent. It is shashwat. Shashwat means permanent. And it cannot be even destroyed. Dhvams bhi nahi kar sakte hai uska. So that, and when you say nitya, nitya means eternal. Nitya means permanent. Okay, so because the soul exists for a long time, uh, it can grow old also. But no, over here it is saying that though it is old, it is as if it is very new. Because because the soul does not have the 6 stages of transformation. The 6 stages of transformation are birth, maintenance, growth, it matures, it decays, and then it dies. So, with the death of the body, will it not die along with the body? So then, in the purport, it's saying that no, it does not die when the body dies, because it is not joined with the body permanently. Because the soul is not subservient to the body. It is different from the body. It is not joined permanently with the body, and that is why it will not die along with the body. So many places in the, even in the Kathopanishad, Prabhupada writes in the purport that the same shloka, na jayate mriyate vava vipaschin nayam kutaschin bhuva kaschit. So this particular shloka also comes. So this soul is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. So it is, Sat means it is eternal. Chit means the soul is full of knowledge, or full always with consciousness. It is conscious of what he is doing. Consciousness is this particular, the soul's symptom is only consciousness. So if everyone does not find the soul within the heart, where the soul is situated, one can still understand it, okay, or you can feel the presence of the soul simply by the presence of the consciousness. So Prabhupada is giving an analogy saying that we do not find the sun in the sky owing to the clouds, or for some or the other reason, but the light of the sun is always there. And that is why we are convinced that it is daytime, right? So even in the morning, even if you don't see the sun is still to rise. But the light rays of the sun, when they come and they make the whole dark atmosphere into a little light, then we understand that yes, it's early morning, like 5:30 now. So Srila Prabhupada says that yes, this consciousness of the soul is very different from the consciousness of the Supreme Lord, because the Supreme Lord is all consciousness. He has all knowledge of the past, present, and future. So now there is a comparison. There is a comparison between the consciousness of the Supreme and the consciousness of the soul. So we are conscious only about our own body. In fact, we do not have knowledge even about our own body, how the digestive system works, or how the eyes work, or how the brains work. We really do not have that knowledge. But the Supreme Lord, he is all knowledgeable. Why he is all knowledgeable? Because he has knowledge about the past, present, and future of every living soul. So he knows exactly 100 lifetimes before what did I do at a particular time. What wrong did I do at a particular time? Or what good did I do at a particular time? So he has this whole database completely into him. And it's such a powerful, system the Lord has, that he knows about millions and billions of living entity, not only of this universe, but those million universes which are emanating from his pores. So this one universe has flowed 14 planetary systems, right? You have this Bhulok, Bhurlok, Swargalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok, Gandharvalok, and you have Brahmalok, you have Haridham, Shivji's personal dham, then you have the Vaikuntha, and then you have Golok. So till Brahmalok, there are many universe like this. And even down below, you have the different hellish planets, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Patal, Talatal, Mahatal. All these seven hellish planets you have, and those hellish planets again are divided into four compartments. So 7 fours are 28. So there are 28 types of hellish planets. So this is only one universe. Like that, there are millions of universes and millions and billions and zillions and trillions of living entities. Krishna knows everything about those, every living entities. What a powerful, the Lord has. So the consciousness of the individual soul is, prone to forgetfulness. Like, for example, if you ask me that last Wednesday, what did you have for lunch? I won't be able to tell you. Maybe after some time I'll be able to tell, but not exactly. Sometimes it's erased from my memory chip for sure. So, but the Lord is not prone to forgetfulness at all. The Lord knows when the living entity is forgetful of his real nature, he then obtains education and enlightenment from a superior lessons of Krishna. But Krishna is not like that, forgetful like us. So if Krishna would forget, then his teachings of Bhagavad Gita also would be useless, right? Because in the 4th chapter, Krishna is giving this knowledge to the sun god Vivaswan. And he had given this knowledge to the sun god Vivaswan millions and millions of years ago. The same knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, the same knowledge of the soul, the same knowledge of the modes of material nature, the same knowledge of the absolute truth. He had given it many millions of years ago. But with the passage of time, the knowledge started disappearing, and Krishna had to re-establish this knowledge again. So he chose Arjuna to impart this particular knowledge, and that's why Krishna is never forgetful. Krishna's soul is not a forgetful soul like us. So that's where the teachings of Bhagavad Gita are were existing from time immemorial, will be existing, are existing currently also, and will be existing in the future also. So this is what Prabhupada is trying to say. So I have discussed these two shlokas, and now I would just like to go to this Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi, what we are doing today, what we are following today, the Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi, a very, very auspicious day today, because of the whole of the year that we are doing. Because today I'll be explaining more of what is the significance of Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi. So this Ekadashi is one of the most beautiful celebrations. It is seen 11 days after every moon, and 11 days after the new moon also, full moon and the new moon of every month. So we fast twice a month. So even on the 13th of the leap moon, it is called Adi Mas or the Purushottam Mas also. So Prabhupada in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he states that one who is actually fasting on Ekadashi is free from taking all wrong actions, and he becomes religious in his life, and he advances spiritually also. And Srila Rupa Goswami is telling in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu only, which Srila Prabhupada has translated, that especially this devotion to please God is being presented, and we should follow all these methods, and many ways out are there for following the Ekadashi. So one of the 10 methods for observing the fast on the Ekadashi is every Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. Performing this, it's called the Ekadashi Tithi is also called the Madhav Tithi, which is Bhakti Janani. Bhakti Janani means which gives birth to Bhakti, which invokes Bhakti in any living entity. So that is why we should try and follow this Ekadashi every fortnight. And Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his one of his bhajan, he says that Madhavati thi bhakti janani jatane palan kori. So it is helpful to devotion, and that is why we should accept it. And that is why Ekadashi is said Ekadashi Ma, because she has appeared from the body of the Supreme Lord, and this particular tithi or this very date or day is very dear to the Supreme Lord. So by performing and observing Ekadashi fast, we progress very quickly in devotion, very fast, like at a very fast. So for on an Ekadashi, one round you're chanting, you get the benefit of chanting 100 rounds. And those that only one round, if you're chanting in Vrindavan, then you get the benefit of chanting 1,000 rounds. And again, that only one round if you're chanting on an Ekadashi day in Sri Vrindavan Dhama, any dham, Jagannath Puri or Mayapur or Dwarka or Mathura. So that only benefit is 10,000 times. Again, that only round, one round you're chanting in the month of Kartik, and again then 10,000 rounds it is equal to. So this is the glory of Ekadashi. So on an Ekadashi, generally we do not do fasting from grains, and Nirjala Ekadashi is considered as Maha Ekadashi. So on this particular day, that is today, we fast even from water. So we do not drink even a single drop of water. So if somebody cannot do fasting from water, so for example, somebody has a medical problem, somebody has some difficulty, so we can consume water, and you can take fruit juice if it is very hard for you. And if there is a problem with that too, it means that then you can take fruits. Then if that is also not possible, then you can take Ekadashi Prasad. You can have fruits, you can have sama, you can have kuttu. So people choose many things for fasting, but we have to follow the purity of Ekadashi. So the purity of Ekadashi says that without any water, one will have to perform rituals like nirjala. Nir means no, and jala means water. Nirjala means no water. So Prabhupada says that this is Bhim Ekadashi. So Prabhupada had told this to his disciple, His Grace Rameshwar Prabhu, whether it is Bhim or Arjuna or is all Nirjala. So Ekadashi should be performed in the form of Nirjala. Yet it is mentioned in the Mahabharata itself. It says that once Bhim had expressed his helplessness to not follow the Ekadashi vow all throughout the year. And he told Vyasdev in great desperation that Vyasdev, because Vyasdev is the grandfather of Bhima. So he's saying that, see, I cannot perform Ekadashi fasting. And in those days, and everybody is used to perform this Ekadashi fasting by keeping themselves on Nirjala. And Bhim Sen, said that, there is a very special, you can say, fire, or you can say gastric fire, which is inside him, and it inflames and does not allow him to keep this Ekadashi fast. So that fire is called Vrikara or Vrikara. Yeah, yeah. So then Vyasdev said that, okay, you should perform, the ritual of Jyeshta Shukla Ekadashi once in a year, because Bhimsen had kept it, and all the other Pandavas then also kept that particular fast. And the actually story say, Bhimsen, actually it's a very long conversation. What I had read, Bhimsen is saying that, see, I have many, what do you say? Um, I have a very special type of fire that is there that runs, which is called Vrika. And because see, there is Vrika is actually this fire of digestion. It is Agni. So he's saying that mm, he cannot fast, and it is very difficult for him, because when he is fasting, he says that his stomach burns a special fire, that is the vrika, that is the fire of digestion. And she's saying that because Agni, who is the fire of God, he is descending from Lord Vishnu through Brahma, and from Brahma to Angirasa, and from Angirasa to Brihaspati, and from Brihaspati to Samyu, who was Agni's father. So he's saying that um, this Vrika fire, because Agni also now has three categories. We have one Davagni. Davagni means when you have a fire in the forest, fire in the wood. There is one Jathar Agni, which is the fire of digestion in the stomach. And there is the third Agni, which is Vadav Agni, the fire that creates fog when hot and cold streams they mix into the ocean. So he's saying that, this Agni is really very powerful, and it is this Vrika Agni is residing actually into my stomach only, because uh, Bhima is the son of Vayu. Okay, so he's saying that only when I eat, to my full satisfaction, then this fire in my stomach becomes satisfied. So then he's saying that, it is very difficult for me to fast. You please tell me some, some different way where, all the Ekadashis, are included in one only this. And how can I, do that particular fast? So then he's saying that I will observe that particular fast, which is very easy, and it will still help me to become eligible for liberation. Because any person who does not observe Ekadashi, he is actually, building his staircase down to the hellish planet. So then Vyasdev then gave him a solution that, okay, on this Ekadashi day, because it is very practical for you. There is no expense also. There is not much, very small austere, because even in Kali Yuga also, if anybody is following this Ekadashi vow, it is a very small austerity. And by doing a little small austerity, you are achieving the greatest benefit and the greatest, highest happiness also. So, in the Puranas also, it is written that one should not eat on either the full moon or the new moon day of Ekadashi. And even in the Mahabharata also, it is said that this Ekadashi is the essence or the cream of all the fasting that you do. So anybody who is fasting on an Ekadashi surrenders fully to the Supreme Lord, and he's rendering devotional service to the Supreme Lord, and he immediately is saved from going to the hellish planets. So Vyasdev's these words, it struck me, and it struck him, and Bhim got very frightened. He said, oh, grandfather, then I will completely start fasting, definitely, from this, but you please tell me one fasting day, and then which will give me some great benefit, and which will even I will benefit and others might also benefit with that. So then Vyasdev is saying that, see, without drinking water, you should fast on this Ekadashi day, which is on the fortnight of the month of Jeshta, Jeshta Shukla Paksha, that is May and June. And is saying that on this particular day, somebody has to bathe properly, and he has to chant rounds, and he should give in charity also. He should definitely rise early in the morning, chant. So Prabhupada is giving more focus on chanting, and he's saying that anybody who will chant on this particular day will benefit a lot, because when you say upavasa, upa means up, and vas means near. So to sit near and chant, so to sit near and chant, where? To sit near the Lord and chant. So if somebody is chanting on this particular day many rounds, then definitely he is receiving the merits of bathing in many pilgrimages, giving all kinds of charity to worthy people, and uh, and if he's actually giving a cloth also to the brahmanas, or gold also to the brahmanas, or to water also to the different poor people, so he is benefiting a lot. And the Yamadutas will never come and touch this particular person. So, whoever is fasting on this Ekadashi, he becomes a very great person. He's achieving all the opulences, wealth, grain, strength, health, everything. And when this Yamaraja, who is there, who will come over here, but he will not bind. Or even so, for example, for this particular person, Yamaraja never comes actually. But for others who don't fast, then Yamaraja comes with, what it is said in Ajamil's Katha. He says that uh, uh, Yamaraja's complexion is yellow and black, and they have brandish huge maces, and they have mystic 12 pasha rope. Because if you see Yamaraja, how the what do you say, the assistants of Yamaraja, how they carry a particular person. So from one nose they will pass a rope, and from the other side they will pull that rope down from the nose, and like that they drag that subtle body of that particular person. And sometimes the Yamaraj is dragging that particular person on hot coal, or sometimes on scorching hot sand also. So, like that, the Yamraja's assistants, they are binding their victims and they're dragging and they're taking them to Yamlok. So, if a faithful soul, who is chanting, then he won't have to go through all that, because what happens when they're dragging this subtle body also faints. Then again they kick him and they get him back to consciousness, and again they drag him. Then again that subtle body faints. Then again they are whipping him, and every time they whip him, okay, even if that particular subtle body or that particular subtle body or the soul is there, still on the hot coal also they are whipping him, on the hot sand also they are whipping him. They keep on whipping and taking him to Yamlok. So that is why those who are observing this particular Ekadashi, they will never be under the clutches of Yamraj. And Prabhupada also said that even if on this particular day, if you could take uh, do nirjala, it is fine. But if you cannot, then you can take normal regular Ekadashi prasad and preach, because preaching is the primary service and advertising and promoting Krishna is the highest service. So in ISKCON we do impose strict rules because it is formed to expand and spread the practice of bhakti yoga. Everyone can't sit on fasting, and there is if there is no one to spread this message of Lord Krishna, so therefore at least from sunrise to the next day till Parna, everyone should observe this fast of Nirjala. Now somebody might say, Mataji, if you would have told us beforehand only, we could have done Nirjala today only. But anyways, next year also you all can do. So then, on this particular day, there are many devotees who chant 64 rounds and even more also. And they can do some self-study or listen to some discourses. One can spend more time with the deity of the Lord in front of the temple, chanting in front of the deity. And the main objective is to overcome the body's needs and pay attention to the soul's need. I always tell in my classes, the soul is not hankering for anything material. The soul is not hankering for iPad, MacBook, BMW, or any electric car. The soul is hankering only for Krishna. The soul is hankering only to get association and serve Krishna. That is the soul's die-hard desire. But because it is engaged into this particular body, that is why this particular body he identifies with matter, but the soul is spirit. So that is why when you give the soul its food, the soul is very happy. Just like when you give food to the body, you give the body, you give him palak paneer, you give him matar paneer, you give him rasgulla, you give sorry for Ekadashi saying all these, but just an example. So if you are giving the body this, the stomach gets very satisfied. So you get tushti, pushti, and santushti. You get satisfaction. But for the soul, there is only one thing the soul is hankering for, and that is service to Krishna, serving Krishna. When he serves Krishna, he's the happiest. So regarding this Nirjala Ekadashi, uh, uh, sometimes there are many rules and regulations, but we just have to remember that always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. What is that shloka? I just always forget. हाँ, स्मर्तव्य सततम विष्णु विस्मर्तव्यो न जातुचित सर्वे विधि निषेध सयुर एतोर एव किंकरः. So from the Padma Purana, Krishna is saying that he is the origin of Vishnu, And therefore, who should be remembered? Krishna should always be remembered. And all the other rules and regulations mentioned in the Shastras should be their servants to these two principles. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And this is the supreme instruction in the Padma Purana. So, on this particular Jyeshta Shukla Ekadashi, our aim should be to increase maximum Shravanam and Kirtanam. So, Shravanam, when I say, is like, chanting. Because when you're chanting, you are doing Shravanam and you're doing Kirtanam also. So, Shravanam, Kirtanam, it is revolving. And while doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, you are doing Smaranam also. Smaranam automatically comes. You don't have to endeavor for doing Smaranam. So, um, um, when you are in the association of devotees, you chant in the association devotees and stay in the correct consciousness. Then whatever decisions we take, we'll take in proper mood. It will not be against the Shastra. So we can go on the Ekadashi day to the temple. It is beneficial for us. It is beneficial for a devotion. We can stay in the association of devotees for the whole day. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says that this is the perfect time to overview what we have done in the last 15 days. So, on Ekadashi day is like a report giving day to the Supreme Lord or to the spiritual master. Okay, what did I do in these past 15 days? How many rounds did I chant? How many chapters of Bhagavad Gita did I read? Or Bhagavatam did I read? Or how many devotees did I facilitate, or how many people did I facilitate towards Krishna consciousness, or how many times did I remember you, how many times I did something for the pleasure of Krishna. So it is like a reporting day, on that way. So on Nirjala Ekadashi, we can think about what we had done for the whole last year in devotion. We can evaluate about it and can do more. So for example, last year maybe I must have distributed some number of books. Maybe I must have distributed 100 books or 10 books or 50 books. So I can say, okay, next year, it's my desire that I'll double it. Prabhupada says double it. If somebody has distributed 50 books, he can say this year I will distribute 100 books. Or if somebody is on 14 rounds, he can say, oh, from this Ekadashi I'll go to 16 rounds. So because why on an Ekadashi we should increase our rounds? On Ekadashi, whatever something new you start. So for example, on an Ekadashi you say that, okay, I take a vow that from this day I will chant 8 rounds. So you will not come down from 8 rounds to 6 rounds to 4 rounds. No. You will increase, but you will not come, because Ekadashi day will keep those rounds intact. So never you will go down. Or somebody vows that from this day I will chant 12 rounds. So you'll never go down to 10 or 8 rounds. Anything that you do on an Ekadashi, any spiritual activity that you do on an Ekadashi becomes permanently loved. Suppose, for example, you vow on an Ekadashi that, okay, from today, I will read at least 3 pages of the Bhagavad Gita. Then definitely it will be intact. On every Ekadashi, you'll read 3. So, for example, after 2 Ekadashis, you say, okay, I think my appetite is increasing more. 3 is, I'm not relishing 3 pages. I can increase it to 6. Okay, 6 pages you can read Bhagavad Gita. Then after 3, 4 more Ekadashis, okay, 6 pages is like, I want to increase my appetite. So then, because your hunger keeps on increasing. And your hunger of what? Your hunger of the soul keeps on increasing, and it is hankering for Krishna, and it is trying to, get hold of Krishna. So immediately, the soul keeps on guiding very nicely. And as always mentioned that when a particular person starts surrendering to the Lord takes in charge of his life. So, so, so on this particular day, uh, uh, on this Ekadashi, if we can do Nirjala, it is perfect for keeping it. But The main aim should be, remember Krishna as much as possible. And that is the true meaning of Ekadashi. We should keep on remembering Krishna. And what should you do if you unexpectedly break Ekadashi? So, Srila Prabhupada suggested that if we unintentionally eat some grain on Ekadashi, we should keep the Ekadashi fast for the rest of the day, and the next day in Dwadashi. If even that is impossible, then we should go with our activities in ISKCON and pray for forgiveness. But the next day also we should keep the Ekadashi fast. So we should, seek the blessings of Krishna on the occasion of Ekadashi by donating in our local temples wherever you are staying, near whichever temple you are staying. You can give some donation. So Nirjal Ekadashi fast tomorrow is from 5:23 to 10 a.m. And how you should break that fast? So there is a scientific method, then Ayurvedic method of breaking the fast. So for example, somebody has mm, kept a fast, then what he should be doing is that he should first boil water and grate that ginger and boil it for another, 4 5 minutes, and then he should strain, and he should drink it little warm, not very hot but little warm, so that, because the whole day you have had what do you say, fasting, so the vayu is there into your body, vat is there into your body, because a body is made up of kapha, pith and vat. So there is a lot of vayu in our body. We've not had anything. So what happens is ginger will cut that vayu, that vat that is there. And after drinking that particular drink, half an hour, 45 minutes, somebody, like the Ayurveda says that 1 hour. So if somebody is really very, eager that, I'm very feeling hungry, then half an hour at least wait. And after half an hour, if somebody can wait for 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour. But at least half an hour gap should be there between what you have taken that drink and then post that, then you can again ginger, jaggery, and a little of 1 spoon of ghee or clarified butter you can add, and you can again drink. Now again, why this drink? Because jaggery will give you energy, whatever vitamins and minerals that were deficit of, that will complete. And ghee, what will ghee do? Because ghee is very soothing to the body. So whatever are the passages from your mouth till your stomach, the this ghee actually keeps going and soothing those mm, those internal muscles and flesh that is there inside the body. Again, half an hour after that, then whatever you want to eat, and preferably we should eat khichdi on that particular day. Very light soupy khichdi we can eat on that day. You can add vegetables if you want. You can add pumpkin, you can add Loki or ashgard, or whatever little, or you can add palak also, leafy vegetables also in that, and try to eat very light food which is easily digestible, because the stomach on an Ekadashi day has done a lot of austerity. So we should be compassionate on our and have little daya on our stomach, and give it a little rest with khichdi on that particular day. And you can have fruit juices also with it, with little salt and all, and that's how you can break. But they say that on an Ekadashi day, we can give a water pot to a brahmana, we can give him umbrella also, we can give him shoes also. So they say that anybody who gives these 2 3 things will go to heavenly planet. But our aim is not to go for heavenly planet, but yes, somebody has financial strength, he can definitely give. And so before an Ekadashi day, this I just forgot to mention this. Please forgive me this. That the Ekadashi day preparation starts one day before. Like for example, today's Ekadashi, then the preparation starts uh, in the from evening only. We don't eat anything. Of course, you can keep on drinking water, but you eat before sunset, and then at night only. Of course, many people do not clean their teeth, but they should clean their teeth and sleep. And then without the morning also again clean the teeth without eating or drinking and observe this particular fast. And uh, these are some of these small uh, things we need to take care on an Ekadashi fast, so that our consciousness, because internal and external cleanliness is also equally important. Externally, if you're clean, you keep on having a bath, and three times a day, if you keep on having a bath. So, what is one of the reasons of having a bath is immediately when a person sleeps, he's in the mode of ignorance. Okay. So when a particular person has a bath, he immediately comes into the mode of goodness. Whether it is uh, 3 o'clock in the morning, or 1 o'clock at afternoon, or 12 o'clock at the afternoon, or 6 o'clock in the evening. So immediately when you have a bath, you immediately come out from the mode of ignorance and you get into the mode of goodness. So having a bath is in the mode of goodness, and that is why Brahmanas, we have bath thrice a day. We do Sandhya Gayatri also thrice a day. And we pray to the Lord that please give us the strength to follow this particular day, so that we can please you somehow or the other. So I have taken something from the Ekadashi Mahatmya also, and something from a couple of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu also. And this is how the this particular fasting is so auspicious and so purifying. They say that it is sin devouring, uh, and it completely frees one from all the sins, and it is helping us to reach the supreme abode of the Lord. So regularly following Ekadashi will really definitely help us. So anybody has any queries, doubts, questions, comments, you're free to ask me. Yeah, Priyanka, it is absolutely okay, no problem. It's good only. The more better you started. Yeah. Anybody has any queries, doubts, session, anything you all want to add? If I've forgotten something, you all can add also. In case if I have forgotten something, some important point, even if I have forgotten to mention, you all can add that also. Okay, if there are no questions, then we halt for the day, because I have another class also after this. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Hare Krishna. So we will continue our Bhagavad Gita class on next Wednesday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.